I just want to thank you for taking this time to read my presentation. As you see on the screen, is for Introduction to ASL to English Interpreting. My name is Tiffany Leach. The assignment is for ITP 3354, which is ASL to English Interpreting. The instructor is Professor Willer. The project is, this is my class portfolio on all the different things that I learned throughout the term. Today is Wednesday, October the 9th, 2014, and I attend Troy University, and I'm a student of the ITP program. Now I'm going to discuss 5 of the many objectives that I learned in the course. There were so many to choose from, but I narrowed it down to 5 due to the time limit of the presentation. The first one is able to demonstrate a broad signing vocabulary. I feel that I mastered this objective because when we're dealing with ASL to English interpreting, if you don't have a broad vocabulary, then you will be unable to interpret. A lot of the times when I team interpret or when I go to a workshop, I tend to keep a notepad with me and I tend to write down different vocabulary. If an interpreter maybe they may sign something differently than I would just document that to keep it. And it also works when I meet different deaf adults and children from different states. They may sign something differently from how we sign it here. And I just keep a big notebook and I kind of document all of those signs, and I kind of keep them because you never know who you are interpreting for and the type of vocabulary that they will use. So I feel that that's one of the things that I mastered throughout this class. The second objective I feel that I mastered is able to use appropriate register. As you see on the slide, you see a picture of a child signer and an adult signer. As interpreters, we have to make sure that we match the vocabulary and the register of the people, the consumers in which we're interpreting for. When it comes to interpreting for a child, I wouldn't use big sophisticated words, and when I'm interpreting for an adult, I wouldn't use baby words on a child level. So I feel that that's one of the things that I mastered. The next slide, this is actually the recording that we did of the frame, and I showed in this video, I actually demonstrated my knowledge of being able to use appropriate register. When I voice interpret this video for the adult signer, I used vocabulary that was on her level. And the next slide is of the deaf tree, whereas we had a deaf child signer, and I used vocabulary that was on her level. The next objective that I feel that I mastered is the ability to demonstrate cognitive processing skills. As you see on the slide, we have a picture of a person signing, and we have a picture of the brain. As she's signing and I'm taking everything in, I'm actually processing that in my head to know how I'm going to convey it. The fourth objective is to use appropriate affect and emotion in interpreting. As you see on the chart, I have a chart here that lists different emotions: happy, sad, afraid, guilty, excited, angry, jealous, sad. These are some of the different emotions, and as interpreters, we will have to be able to voice those different emotions in our interpreting. And now this is just a video showing the different type of emotions that we will come across when we're interpreting for different deaf adults and deaf children, of course. And this is something that we have to exemplify in our sign. Going back to the 2 videos that I discussed, the video of the frame, there were parts in the video where the wife was kind of frustrated because her husband hung up a blueprint of the house on the wall. So when she signed that frustration, I had to make sure that I incorporated that in my voice. And also the video of the deaf tree, when the child was signing, she was excited that the lady was walking through the forest, so I had to make sure that I matched the register. And this video is just showing some of the different register. And the 2 videos that I posted, the frame and the deaf tree, we don't have enough time for me to try to show examples of how I exemplified that in my work but you will be more than, you can just go, whenever you view the video, you're more than welcome to view that and see. And the last objective that I'm going to discuss is the able to determine the main characteristic of consecutive interpreting. I wouldn't say that I kind of struggle with this, with consecutive interpreting. As you know, it requires a lot of listening and it requires a lot of memory. Memory is one of the things that I have to work on. I have a very bad memory, so when I'm dealing with consecutive interpreting, that's one of the things that I would have to work on. As you see at the picture below, we have to actually take in and retrieve the information that the signer is presenting, and we have to listen, and at that time we have to process it in our head, and we have to know how we're going to convey that to our consumers. So with consecutive interpreting, I feel that I mastered that. The first video that we did, which was the frame, the first video I kind of just winged it, and I felt that I did okay. And after reviewing the response from my partner on the second video, I made sure I incorporated all of that, and by the third video, I was better. So I feel that this is one of the skills that I mastered. Also, we had a discussion thread on how to improve our memory and work on building skills for executive interpreting. So this is also a skill that I feel that I mastered. And this is a skill that I feel that I will continue to work on, because as I said, remembering is one of the things as far as it deals with consecutive interpreting. And I just want to thank you for taking the time to view my project. Thank you.